and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of WTMP and West Coast Media.
You are now tuned into The Voice with Preston Schofield, the voice of the urban community. We are here to represent those who don't have a voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to The Voice. This is Preston Schofield. I want to thank God, who's first of all in my life, the WTMP family. Elliot, as always, who's on the board doing what he do. Thank you, Elliot. I also want to thank in the studio this morning, Mr. Paul Smith, and I guess his young ladies with him as well. I want to thank the community, those listeners, those supporters. I'd like for you to keep on writing to me at WTMP The Voice at P.O. Box 4392, Tampa, Florida 33677. Again, that address is P.O. Box 4392, Tampa, Florida 3367. For those of you who like to call into the station this morning, the number is 813-251-9867. Again, that number is 813-251-9867. This morning, I'd like to thank everybody again for listening to us. I want to give a shout out to Miss Sharon Victor, better known as Shirley, the songstress from Killeen, Texas this morning, who's doing the show today at 1:30 at Long Branch Park on Rancier Road. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ariel Birdsong out there in California, another songstress and a songwriter. I also want to give a shout out this morning to Queenie Torres, who's over in Lourdes, France this morning listening to the show. Queenie, recognize, baby, and represent for the military. We appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Ben Poucher up there in a place called Providence, Rhode Island with his rich self. My friend Ben, you and Ralphie, I'll see you soon. The Voice is on the road for the next couple of weeks. We're going to try to do the show in different cities to bring you what's going on with the urban community all around the United States. Some problems are not just isolated to our area like Tampa, Florida, St. Pete, Clearwater, Hillsborough, or Pinellas County, but they're all over the world, as we can see. I like to bring in to everyone and tell you that this morning we have Mr. Smith in the studio, who's going to be there hosting this morning for a while, and I appreciate that, Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this morning I'd like to, anything you got to bring to the table, Mr. Smith, feel free to join in, but feel free to know that we'll cut off your mic at any time. All right, this morning we're going to talk about, we had some great news for The Voice. For those of you who've been following us for the last year, we've been taking up a case for a lady by the name of Priscilla Ann Ellis, who's currently incarcerated under federal custody in Pinellas County Jail over there in Clearwater, Florida on 49th Street. Anyone know about that jail? I just want to tell you, they don't do the best of things for people all the time. And some of those people are people of our own color who keep us down. A better set, another word to say is they foot on our neck and our back. The Voice, through dedication, Ms. Ellis called me a couple months ago, and God has allowed us to work on a case to try to help us see the ins and out of a case. And we saw several parts that where criminal justice reform need to be taking place yesterday, not today. How can so few people rule so many when we have great voices and great leaders among us? I salute all the warriors, queens and kings out there today. Keep on doing what you're doing. We might not recognize you, may not know you, but I want to tell you today I appreciate you. For those of you who want to know this, we got some great news. Mr. Smith, you want to tell them about the Supreme Court case that we got going on with The Voice?
Yeah, on this case, they've actually gave Miss Ellis a docket number. So as of now, she said to the Supreme Court, and all of the violations that the state has done is going to be heard on a higher level. I'm excited about that. Also, you know what, President? As the listeners have witnessed, it pretty much unfolded in front of everybody's eyes. From the point where you took Miss Ellis' case and all the way to the resolution, and you guys got to see it firsthand on how The Voice takes care of our listeners. And also, Miss Ellis, I just want to say relax, just enjoy the ride, because now you're about to be free. Your case is in the Supreme Court, and I'm feeling very, very excited about that. Today, what I want to touch point on, like Mr. Schofield told me earlier, is about the injustice for, I'm not going to give you the legal term, I'm going to say shiesty lawyers. But
Ineffective assistant of counsel.
I know, the ineffective counsel of these shiesty lawyers. See, the thing about that is when you got a lawyer and you're in court, all right, and and your life depends on this person's ability to actually perform their job, but they're kind of slack. These are the ones who actually get people put away for many years, get people put on death row, get people's rights taken away because they don't participate the way they should. But in this case, I don't want to hold back. Really, Bajon with Ms. Ellis, he's a prime candidate for what I'm talking about. Because see, just imagine a criminal defendant accused of a serious felony. Now check this out. Now put yourself in this position. Now your defense counsel come in, he drunk, he hungover, he tired. Can he give you an adequate defense? No. Just imagine you're on death row. You being faced with either going to serving the death penalty, being served with the death penalty, or being served with life in prison. But your defense counsel comes in, he howls coke. Is he going to give you an adequate defense? No. What about the ones who play ball with the prosecutors and the judges? Will they be able to give you an adequate defense? No. See, the severity is not going to hit home unless you get into that seat. See, I'm not saying Mr. Bajon is a candidate for what I just called out. What I'm saying is Mr. Bajon, like a lot of defense attorneys, they're not really committed. And Ms. Ellis, I've sat in court. I watched Mr. Bajon perform an inadequate motion for Ms. Ellis, and he didn't perform his duty. Now, I could have been black, stood up, cussed, acted a fool, or just called him out.
And went to jail.
Yeah. Hey, Preston Schofield is live on location. Where are you, Preston?
I'm scared to tell people, Elliot, because they're looking for me, baby, in Florida. But I will text you later on after the show. I'm on my way to a place called Providence, Rhode Island, where we're going to do another part of this segment on ineffective assistance of counsel that Mr. Smith is eloquently trying to tell the listeners in our terms. That's meaning they have what a test called a Strickland prong, which means you go in and see if the counsel effectiveness falls below a reasonable level. And also, I have what is called, I came up with another term called deliberate ineffectiveness counsel, which where they try to give you a plea bargain, even though you might be innocent. They say, look, we can make this go away. Just take the plea bargain. We give you probation. You pay a fine, go home. We have to come back to court. Most people take that because they don't want to come to court. They have a fear of the judge in the black robe, whether it be a man or woman, and they sign their lives away. That's why I tell people all the time, we are not a lawyer. I want to make sure I put it out there to our listeners from the U.S. Department of Justice, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, and U.S. Attorney Service, and the state of Florida. We are not practicing law. We're just going to give you some knowledge. It says in Hosea 4:6, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So we're just going to drop a little nugget on you this morning to say that if you get a lawyer and you feel like your lawyer is not doing what he's supposed to do, you need to ask some questions, get it in writing. Don't take anything orally from lawyers. Always get it in writing. Not saying all lawyers are bad, but the ones I met, like Christine Buchanan, Edward View, Winston, Randy McLean, Gregory Everett Williams III. These are people up in Seminole County, and most of them are our color. And they go along with a system where we just put you on a cattle call where you go into the jail, you get arrested, they give you a plea bargain, you go home, get in probation, parole, or prison, and you come back through the system for the rest of your life. We're going to break that change today. But Elliot, now the answer to your question is, I'm traveling right now, but I'm sitting down locally, but I'm on my way from the west, heading to the east to go up to a place called Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm going to sail with some of my rich white friends, Caucasian friends, and we're going to have a good time and do a show up there with some people who are trying to give help to the minority community, especially Miss Ellis.
Preston, you know what?
Yes, sir.
You know what? It's okay to say that, bro. It's cool. This 2016, ain't nobody gonna get offended about that. But
I'm politically correct. I'm sorry, but with me and my friends, I'm wearing an ascot now with a nice smoking jacket, so I'm going to say what I want to say, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it.
President, we have a call holding. You like to take this call?
Yes, sir. Call you on there.
What you say?
Go right ahead, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Are you there, sir? We are. Okay, good morning. I'm an AKA brother from another planet. You can just call me Son Ron. But I was listening to last week's show, and I want to give you this information briefly. He brought up the CCA and the ACA, and he spoke about the CCA being a part of Vanderbilt. Well, here's one thing. I attended Vanderbilt briefly back in the 60s within Nashville, Tennessee. Call up. Yeah. I did not say that the CCA was a part of Vanderbilt. What I said was that Vanderbilt invested in CCA. They have stocks with them. Okay. My mistake. Anyway, I'm going to try to be brief, narrow, precise, and to the point. Anderson Cooper on CNN is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt. I lived in Nashville, which Nashville is headquarters of the Grand Ole Opry. And they...
Caller, you still there?
I think we lost the caller. Go right ahead, Preston.
Okay, Elliot, I thank you for the job you're doing there at the board again. That's why the show is called The Voice. We want everybody to put their opinion in because it takes a lot of different opinions and ideology for us to move forward in this recent expansion of civil rights against people of color. We are talking about ineffective assistance of counsel, about how you can possibly go to court your first time, get a lawyer, and not knowing what's going on, and you're afraid because this person's supposed to have this degree. But they do take what is called an oath, and that oath is to do the best for their clients. I found out for most of them, not all lawyers, but for most of them, I ran into when I was going through the system because I challenged their thoughts and their strategy. They considered me to be a bad person, but that's not true. It's just that I want to see something, and I want to see the end result come out like I want it to come out. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to get on probation, none of that stuff, especially if I'm innocent. So in the case of Miss Ellis, we seen some things where she had 3 or 4 lawyers, and the lawyers didn't do anything but just take her money. And she still ended up sitting in jail. Well, for most of you who don't know this, the Supreme Court of the United States only take 1% of all cases ever sent to them. We're not tooting our own horn. We want to give God the glory on this part. But the Supreme Court gave a case number for Miss Priscilla Ann Ellis. For those of you who like to call in to see, the number is 202-479-3000. Again, that number is 202-479-3000. You can call into the Supreme Court of the United States. The number is 159-336. There are 8 justices, because we lost Justice Scalia, so we don't have 9 in case there's a tie vote 4-4. But we thinking that they're going to give her a great chance on this case for her writ of certiorari to free her from jail, from illegal custody.
Okay.
Mr. Smith? What's that? Yes, sir. Welcome. This morning, I'd like to give a shout out to Bowel Control, who's in the studio live this morning. Also like to give a shout out to Sun, Moon, and Stars Massage, Shanita Hayes. For those of you who like to call in, her number is 813-965-8090. Again, that number is 813-965-8090. Sun, Moon, and Stars, Shanita Hayes. Also like to give a shout out to Kajari Corporation, which is part of the Five Links family. For those of you who like to reach Kajari Corporation, you can reach us at area code 813-965-8090. Again, that number is 813-659-7113. Thank you. Back to you, Elliot.